do I have a story for you? Oh my goodness, go and get your teas or whatever you are drinking today, okay? Because we have an Airbnb guest from HE double hockey sticks, y'all. Okay, let's get into this wild, long, but wild story. Okay, Airbnb guest from HE double hockey sticks squatting at home for 500 days. She wants the owner to pay $100,000, y'all. Alex, that's crazy. Who would pay $100,000, and why would anyone pay her? And who does she think she is, squatting in there for 500 days? She gonna get kicked out. Okay, let's get into it. Elizabeth Hirschhorn rented a long-term stay at the Sasha Jovanovic's Brentwood guest house in September 2021 for 6 months at a rate of $105 a night. Okay, makes sense because it's a long stay. Let me go and put an image up of, I should have already put an image up of her, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it up again, okay? And then now we're gonna go ahead and put up an image of the place that she rented from this Jovanovich, okay? Now, let's continue. With fees bringing the total to $20,793. Yo, according to court documents. But her Airbnb stay ended in April 2022. Okay, so she was there for a while. Okay, the Hirschhorn, the lady, had been living there rent free ever since. Let's continue. A judge ruled that under the city's rent stabilization ordinance, Jovanovich, the one who's renting out the place, has no legal reason to evict her under Los Angeles recently adopted just cause ordinance, and will be required to pay her a relocation fee to evict her. So since I don't have an actual reason, and we're going to get into that, okay, I have to now pay for her to get relocated. Y'all. Hirschhorn, the female's attorney, also argued she should not pay rent and should instead be paid back the $20,793 because the city never approved the guest house for occupancy and its shower was constructed without a permit. The landlord broke the law and tried to make money by renting out an illegal bootleg unit, her attorney said. Jovanovic, the man, and Hirschhorn, the woman, were cordial for the first few months when she was staying in the guest house, exchanging niceties when their paths crossed and sharing tea and small talk on the decks that separates the main house from the accessory dwelling unit. So it seems like this is his crib. This is her crib. And then he's living in like a little guest house off to the side. So it's like they're seeing each other almost daily and whatnot. Okay. The trouble apparently began about 5 months into Hirschhorn's stay when she complained her electric blinds stopped working. Yeah. Whoo! All right. Let's get into it. When Jovanovic went into the unit to repair them, he noticed water damage and signs of mold around her sink, which he claims were not there before Hirschhorn moved in. He offered to pay her to stay at a hotel for 5 days while his contractor handled the repairs. So he offered to pay her to stay in a hotel. He even offered her $1,500 towards any other hotel. The messages and emails show that. Okay, so he's being, how a good landlord should be. But she declined, writing back, quote unquote, "I don't feel safe being forced to vacate with the housing disability and the high risk of the Roro complications." Okay, because this was around the Roro time. She cited LA County's COVID-19, the Roro tenant protection resolution, and a 2011 doctor's note about extreme chemical sensitivities. He then offered her to stay in his home, but she declined that as well, citing an extreme, y'all, this lady, Let's continue. Sorry. Citing an extreme disability due to cat dander. Girl, so he offers you a hotel. Let's finish this little part. She now claims a countersuit that he inappropriately invited her to move in with him. One, you can't sue somebody for that. Okay, you can't sue if I say, hey, you want to move in with me. You can't sue someone and say, well, you made me feel, hurt and, whatever. I felt like this was inappropriate. You can't sue someone for that. No, but he said, yo, I could give you for 5 days. That's how long it's going to take my contractor to clean up the place and, fix these issues that arise once you moved in. So I could go and pay you for a hotel. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, I give you $1,500 for another hotel if you would like that. It's only for 5 days. That ain't good enough. Well, you got to get out the property. So how about I could move you into, you could stay with me in my place, since I trust you, whatever. You could move into mine, for 5 days, to stay here. I ain't doing that either. So you got 3 options, okay? So let's just keep that in there. Then you're going to say, oh, well, he inappropriately invited me. Girl, that's not a suit. Let's continue. He reluctantly agreed she could stay through April 12th, okay? So it must have been April 1st. Okay, you need to get out, okay? But he said, okay, I give her about 11 more days or so, okay? Through April 12th to give her time to find another place. She asked for more time, but he told her it was not possible since he had other Airbnb reservations coming up. He told the Times, quote, but then I tried to be nice and give her an extra few weeks on top of that when she still would not move. He resorted to getting the city housing department involved and filing motion to evict her because he's like, okay, this is what I offered you. 1, 2, 3 solutions. I even gave you an extension. And now he's like, I got your number. I know who you are. Okay. She, in turn, reached out to the city's Department of Building Safety, which found 2 code violations in the unit or at the unit, that it was unapproved for occupancy and had unpermitted shower. She then sent a complaint to the housing investigator alleging illegal eviction, harassment, and and refusal to pay her relocation fee. Well, he said, I'll give you a hotel. And you said, no, that ain't good. And then, girl, and how is it harassment? Let's continue. The housing investigator concluded that because the unit violated city code, he had to withdraw his eviction notice until he could prove the guest house was in compliance. So you can't evict her because it's not in compliance, but you're still letting her live there even though it's not in compliance. That didn't make any sense. He was recently fined $660 for not complying, but he was denied entry. She would not allow him to come into his own crib. Jovanovic is now suing Hirschhorn in 2 different cases. One, a damaged complaint to recoup $58,000 in paid rent, and an appeal of the judge's decision to dismiss the eviction case. Hirschhorn filed a countersuit in August accusing Jovanovic of 15 violations, including negligence, nuisance, intentional infliction of emotional distress, unlawful business practice, and a violation of LA County COVID procedures. She's still living in his place. Now, my question is this. He said the mold, when he went there was no mold prior. But he said when he went there was mold. Do you think that she started this? Like, you think that maybe she had like some mold spores or something in her pocket, and she was just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and put some mold over here and start oh man, there's mold up in this property. Ooh, free rent. It just seems kind of convenient that it just pops up, Maybe it seemed like there were some issues, but it didn't seem like it was really anything that should have required this, But I actually have a comment here. And this is what I was alluding to earlier. And someone said, so the unit is not in compliance, which sometimes means not meeting safety concerns. But rather than making her leave so that necessary upgrades could be done, the city allows her to stay there, not pay any rent or allow the work to be done. The lack of logic is just astounding. Well, if it's so dangerous that you can't inhabit there, wouldn't it make sense to just get her out of the building? Wouldn't that make sense to say, okay, well, you can't squat here because it's so dangerous and whatever, and repairs need to be made. And if you know repairs need to be made, why are you not? You know what? Never mind. But we're going to get into this. Yo, this chick has done this before. Alex, what are you talking about? This ain't the first case? No. Let's get into it. Airbnb guest who demands $100,000 has done it before. It was revealed that Elizabeth, that's, her Hirschhorn, has done this to other landlords across the California area. The ex-Pasadena resident with a total of $19,000 in unpaid credit card debt was sued by the Bay Area landlord after she refused to leave his Airbnb. Y'all, landlords Brian and Gordon Bishop sued her in August 2020. Y'all, because that was in 2020. And with this newer guy, Janovich, this was in 2021. Okay. Elizabeth made several ridiculous countersuits, including her claiming that Gordon Bishop released a quote unquote, y'all, this lady, she's saying that he released a harmful substance into the home in November 2019. And she said that the place was also not cleaned to the proper standards that we need today, So I'm just like, this lady, one thing I cannot stand are freaking squatters. Who do you think you are? You think you just come into someone's crib and just set up shop? Really? And then you have laws that essentially allows them to just come here and set up shop. That's the kind of stuff that really annoys me. And then to find out that she did it before, possibly to someone before 2019, So this lady is a whole hot mess. She is trouble. She comes off as obviously as being, oh, I can do this. Oh, I'm great. Oh, yeah, don't worry. And she ain't ish, but let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments down below. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and also leave a comment down below. I would also appreciate it if you could go on ebay.com, simply type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then you can support me right over there. I have a wide variety of items over there. I have many of my own personal Latrice Limited items, which has candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, lingerie robes. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I even have comic books on there, men's ties, action figures, a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Definitely support me on there. Like I said, do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you.